Hello traders, so hopefully you'll agree it was quite useful to do a quick deep dive into the back-end infrastructure so you actually know what's going on behind your charts. I mean, as we've said, if you're going to do a business or a business plan, kind of makes sense that you understand every nook and cranny of the market or the business that you're getting into, and that includes the administrative side, right? It's crucial. So hopefully you'll agree, and I think what's going to happen is, if you haven't already realized, your trading journey isn't going to be probably what you thought it was when you came into trading, that you'd learn a strategy and you'd be on your way. I think maybe you're realizing, and it's a good thing, that to really be successful in this game, it is going to be a long journey. And the reason I'm saying this in this video, even though it's a platform setup video, is because I think what you'll realize is you may decide, actually, I want to try NinjaTrader. I want to try one of these other trading platforms. And guys, I did it. That's all part of the journey. Sometimes you need to figure stuff out for yourself. It's kind of like, when someone tells you, well, don't use this indicator, don't do that because it's lagging, it's not telling you any information, yet you still want to prove it to yourself. So you still go and use it, and you still take trades based off it, you make no money, and then you realize, oh yeah, that was right, what I was told. So I think that you're going to find that in the platform space as well. You're going to spend some time before you start getting a feel for, hopefully you stick with Sierra, because in my opinion, like I said in the first video, there's definitely merit behind using that as your sort of piece of software going forward. But again, nothing wrong with trying all the other stuff. Prove it to yourself. I think you'll go on a bit of a journey, as you'll see. And the reason I actually say all of that is, so what I want you to do anyway is Sierra Chart, do a great trial. It's a free trial. It's not going to cost you anything. So just in case you can't see it on my bar because it is quite small, I'll just write it here. It's sierrachart.com. Okay guys, so you go there, you log in, they've got a great free trial. So what I wanted to show you is just quickly how to set it up. It's really straightforward. Log on to the website, and then there's a little button here, get started with Sierra Chart now, free trial. So you click on that, and then as you can see, download Sierra Chart. So download it. Then step 2 is create your account. Free trial is provided. So again, create your account. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, I'm not gonna go through that with you. And then it will say step 3, become set up with a data or trading service. So I spoke about this, and this was, in fact, what I decided to do is I thought, oh, let me go through this process myself to see what ultimately my customers are going to be facing, because I set this up many years ago and I've completely forgotten. And when I saw this bit about become set up with a data or trading service, that's why I thought to myself, okay, let me do that last video where I showed you guys the steps between the platform and the exchange. So one of those, if you remember, if you've forgotten, go and revisit the video, the platform comparison video. But there I talked about data providing services, right? And I said that there's many independent data providers. It's not like the retail spot forex market where it's all bunched together. It is split out for you. So that's why you've got this step that you see here where it says become set up with a data or trading service. Now, obviously for now, my recommendation, guys, don't spend any money on this stuff, at least for my personal opinion, several months. And that's why I gave the whole speech before about you probably going on a journey in terms of your platform, because what I don't want you to do is pay for live data, which can cost anywhere between about $15 to $25 a month. It's not very expensive, but then don't forget you'll also be paying platform fees and So it can quickly start to add up, you know, 30, 40, $50 a month you can be shelving out for platform and data, um, and even more depending on who you go with. But my recommendation is, or the G7FX policy anyway, is, guys, as you know, I'm not the biggest fan of wasting money unnecessarily. That's why I say don't live trade until, don't even sim trade until you understand the program. Sim trade, then get a proven edge, then you go live. Guys, same with the data feed. Until it's absolutely necessary for you to have real-time data, my suggestion is do the 15-day trial, use the delayed exchange feed, because at the end of the day, as you know, I don't necessarily want you to be trading off a depth of market, and I don't want you to use that for too long. I think I said, you know, a few weeks maximum. Get familiar with how, the market orders work versus the pending orders, i.e., supply versus demand, as we've gone through at length. But my point is, and the reason I bring that up is, guys, you can do all that with delayed exchange data. It's 10 minutes, I believe it's about 10 minutes delayed. You don't need live data. For the next 1-2 months or even more, guys, I want you understanding the core of the market. You don't need live data to do that, so don't worry about it. Keep it delayed. What you will notice, however, is that after 14 days, the trial on Sierra Chart will run out. So you've got two options there. You can, and this is where I say, you know, it's an exciting journey. Now I'm showing you what the professionals are looking at. You can go on a journey on your own then and decide, right, I want to try NinjaTrader. Try it, guys. It's free, it won't cost you anything. But what you're quickly going to realize is if you want the same functionality as Sierra Chart, you'll have to pay for it in one way or the other. It's going to be more expensive in my opinion. So as you know, it says here, so read the getting started tutorial, step 4, and then it says step 5, after the trial, activate a service package. So I mentioned this in the comparison video, but there's certain levels. My recommendation is obviously you go for the best level. It's as I said, if you pay for a year up front, it works out about $25 a month. Otherwise, I think it's about $35 a month or $36. Now you might think, oh, I don't want to pay for a platform, but you're going to continue if you get the top package, which again over a year, if you pay, it's only $25 a month. You continue to get the delayed exchange data feed. So that's it, guys. That's going to be your only cost every month, $25, to have one of the best platforms in the world, and you're getting 10-minute delayed futures data. So you can still continue to hone your craft, learn volume profile. My point is, I don't want you spending money on a live data feed whilst you're still learning. I still want you to learn. As you know, in the professional course to come, we're going to be teaching you about profile. Obviously, there's footprint still to come, and then building edge. And guys, do that in a simulated environment. You don't need a live environment for that. It's only 10 minutes delayed. So do that. So like I was saying, with Sierra Chart, you'll be paying about, 25 to 35, depending on what you do. And my point is this. Yeah, go and try NinjaTrader, go and try any of the others that are free. But the point is, you're going to end up paying some way or the other. So, for example, if you want a good market profile, you're going to notice with NinjaTrader, you're going to have to pay a third-party company like Rancho Dinero are quite big in the space. Guys, they're going to charge you $1,000. Yeah, it's a one-off fee, but it's still $1,000 to get market profile. You're going to pay $1,000 for a decent footprint. You're going to pay Jigsaw, $1,000 for a decent depth of market. Guys, that's $3,000 you're going to end up spending on market profile, volume profile, and the footprint and the depth of market from 3 different companies. When again, I've built this stuff for you. I've custom built it myself on Sierra Chart, because you've obviously bought this course, and I'm trying to help people out here. I kind of feel like it's my responsibility to get people access to this stuff at a reasonable price. So that's why I've done all of that for you already. You're literally, go and check yourself. You're literally going to save $2,000 to $3,000 with the custom stuff I'm giving you for free. So my point is that, look, go and try it, figure this stuff out for yourself. Go on a platform journey for the next month or two. Try different ones, see what happens, and yeah. If not, and you're happy to go ahead after the 2 weeks, then obviously subscribe to Sierra. But now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at what it looks like. So now that whole lecture's over, and I hope you understand that I'm doing this for your benefit, because many of you watching this is the first time you'll ever have come across futures platforms and your options. And like I said, I'm recommending that you go on your own journey and figure stuff out for yourself. And I'm always here to help if you have questions. What we're now going to do is we're going to put that to one side. We're going to assume that you've just signed up for the 14-day trial. And so I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like when you start the page up. Because what I've done is I've signed up myself for one. I did it on my laptop, so it looks a little bit squeezed. But let's go and have a look at that and see what changes you need to make. All right, so I'll see you in a sec, guys. Okay, traders, so we just saw that you've signed up for Sierra Chart, etc., etc. Now what you need to do is download the file that I've put in the members area, and you'll notice that it's called G7FX Foundation DOM Chartbook. So what this is as promised, the depth of market that obviously if you go out and purchase is going to cost you over $1,000. I'm going to give this to you free. In my opinion, this is as good as the best depth of market out there. I've built it myself. All you need to do is download this. So I'm going to show you exactly how to bring it into the platform so you get exactly the same depth of market that I've been showing throughout the tutorial videos. And it's something you can just play with and get used to the obviously market orders, pending orders. So download it. You'll notice it should come into your download folder. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press play. So I've recorded myself doing this on my laptop. And I'm just going to move it. So I'll show you what folder you need to move it to. So I'm going to hit play here. Okay, so it's in the download folder. So I'm going to cut the file out. Okay, I'm going to move it into Sierra Chart data. Okay, so obviously when you downloaded Sierra Chart, it would have stored your files. It doesn't have to be in the C drive, wherever you decided to install Sierra Chart, but obviously by default it goes in the C drive. So you can see here it's Sierra Chart folder, and then you go into the data folder, and then you paste it into here. So I'll continue to press play. So you've cut that file out of the download, and there you go. You can see it there at the bottom. Okay. Now all I've done here is I've just sorted by type. So what you will see is CHT files are chart books. They're just basically they're chart books. They're books or templates. So of a setup. They're just stored in these chart book folders, files, sorry, and you'll see here that by default Sierra Chart comes with two default templates. So they're called Chartbook Example and Example Chartbook. So what you see here is we've just added the G7FX Foundation Dome Chartbook.cht. So it's a third chartbook. Okay, and we're going to go straight over to how you will see Sierra Chart when you open it up now. So shut this down. You've put the template in. That's all you need to do, and it'll be loaded into Sierra Chart now. So let's see how to load it up on Sierra Chart. Okay, so I'm just going to close this. Okay, so there you go. That's what you should see the first time you start up Sierra Chart. You're going to see a notification message. Typically, this will have technical notices. What Sierra Chart will do is if there's any updates or any errors. So do you remember on the videos about the dome, we had the treasury market that didn't have the third decimal place? That's something that came up as a technical notice. So something they're aware of. They've now fixed it. So in all future examples that I show of the treasury market, you will now see the third decimal place. But my point is anyway, the technical notices just tell you about any issues that or bugs that they're aware of, and they'll fix them in the next version. So it's pretty useful sometimes just to have a quick read of it, but usually I just close it down. So just shut that down. Okay, I'm just going to close this down on my laptop. This is me earlier. I'm going to shut this chart book down. Okay, so file, close chart book, close the chart book. You don't need to save it. So do you see, this is the example chart book that we saw in the folder. There were obviously the two chart books. They give us defaults. So just shut that down. Don't save changes. And now I'm going to show you how to load the chart book from before. So you go to File and Open Chart Book. So can you see now you've got the G7FX Foundation Dome chart book. It's there along with the two that they give you as default. So we're going to open that by double clicking it. Or open. Okay, so now what's going to happen is, and I'm going to show you what all of this means. I've put this quote board up here by default for you. This is the main page of Sierra, the console effectively. You're going to minimize this, and what I've done is all the depth of markets. I do this for my main chart book anyway, that some of you may have seen on Instagram, where I've got all the VWAP charts and I've got market profile, volume profile, depth of market and so on, and I like to detach the windows out of the console. If you want, you can put them in the console. It's almost like on your retail trading platform, MetaTrader 4, etc. You've got the charts inside the console, don't you? Well, this allows you to detach them. I think you can do that there as well. But I like to have everything detached. So all the depth of markets, I've detached them so they're sitting behind this. So we're just going to minimize this. Okay, so this is what you should see now. So there you can see you've got 5 depth of markets. Because this is on a laptop, it's a bit scrunched up. On yours, it shouldn't be. And anyway, even if it is, you can, I think it's Control and right click on the area, and you can just drag them apart anyway and widen, and you can play around with the dimensions, you know, if you want the edges further out. Again, I'll let you do that in your own time. That's not the purpose of this video. What it is, I just want to show you what you're going to see the first time you open things up. So you should see these 5 depth of markets, and what you're also going to notice, and I'm just going to show you, is they're going to have a lot of buttons at the top. Okay guys, now what I'm going to do in this little example video I've done in my laptop is, because everything's scrunched up because it's on my laptop, and the reason I did that is because I wanted to do a first time installation, and obviously on my own main trading computer it's already been done, so I can't replicate what it's going to look like for you for the first time. So to do that, I just set up a brand new workspace on a laptop. So it's a little bit scrunched up, so I'm going to maximize one of the depth of markets, and I'm going to show you what you should see. Okay, so we've maximized it there. You don't necessarily need to do this, obviously, if it shows up and you've got a big screen and everything's not scrunched. But what you'll notice, guys, is at the top here, you're going to notice, and it might be different for you, you're going to see different stuff, but in this area here, can you see there's a whole lot of stuff there, and you're not going to need it, and I'm going to show you how to get rid of it. And I can't put this in the template because it's something obviously specific to each user. So what I'm going to do is I'm just take a moment here to show you how to get rid of all that stuff and just put the 3 buttons that, in my opinion, as a professional trader, they're the only 3 buttons you'll need. So let's go and do that now. Okay, so I'll let this video play out. So you right click, customize control bar 2. Okay. When you do that, you right click and hit and press customize control bar 2. You'll see all the things up there showing a list. Now I want you to remove every single one. So we'll just do that. Okay, so you see me removing every single one there. You just don't need any of this stuff. And now I'm going to show you how to put on the tabs the stuff you need. So first you go to special items, status bar, add. Okay. and you'll see what these things are when I come out of it. Then you go to trade, I believe, trade, and we're going to look for clear recent bid ask. So I'll probably spend a moment just looking for it here. But what that does is, with a click of a button, you can clear all this. You'll be able to clear this area here, the demand stuff. You see how there's residuals, and we talked about this earlier. So you'll be able to clear all that. Okay, so there you go, clear recent bid and ask volume. So you click on that, add, okay, CRBA, and then the last one is recenter. So what it's going to do is, obviously as this moves up and down, it will go to the bottom on top of your page, just allows you to recenter it nicely. And then click OK. Okay guys, so that's your status bar there. Okay, all that shows you is that there's data coming in. I like to see that, because obviously I want to know, is data coming in or not? Has my internet connection dropped off, or has the market just gone dead for a moment? I want to know the difference. As long as that's green, we're okay. TL is trading locked, because you're going to be doing a lot of practice, just watching perhaps. I don't want you to accidentally click something, so that would just lock you from accidentally placing a trade. That one we talked about, which just clears this area, and then the recenter. Okay guys, in my opinion, that's all you're going to need. Now what I'm going to do here is, I'm just going to do one more quick thing before we go to my main platform and I talk you through the quote board. Is if by accident you remove everything in this control bar and you hit OK, you won't be able to access it again by right clicking. So I'm just going to show you how to access it from a different area on your main console. Okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm just showing you that the change you make on any one depth of market, you see how it copies it over to all of them. Okay, onto all of them. So I'll continue to play this. So yeah, like I said, if you accidentally remove everything from that control bar, which I'm going to do here, and you try to, so there we go, customize control bar. If you remove everything and before adding stuff you want on, you just come out of it and you press OK. So you see it's got rid of the control bar. How do you get back to that? How do you add a control bar? So this is what I want you to know, in case I just thought some people might accidentally do that and get stuck. You go to the console as the first place you started. So it's the main Sierra Chart console. You go global settings and there's a customized control bars there. So there you can see it, customized control bars, control bar 2. Got it? It's the same one that you saw when you went straight into depth of market. Again, we're going to add the same stuff, special item status bar, and then we're going to go to trade, and we're going to add the trading locked, the center, I believe it was, oh sorry, the clear recent bid ask. Okay, CRBA. Here we go. And then we're going to recenter, add the recenter. I'm going to show you in a second what all this stuff does, but I'm going to come off the laptop and I'm going to show you on my main platform. Okay, so if you check the depth of market now, can you see it's come back on? There you go, you've got your bar back. Okay guys, so that's the full setup. That should get you started guys. Exciting times. You're now seeing demand and supply for real on your own platform. It's going to be really exciting for you watching this stuff move up and down. What I want to quickly show you is the same stuff but on my main platform, so I can just talk you through the quote board so you can understand and make sure that you've got the right futures contract loaded. Okay guys, so I'll see you over there in a second. Okay guys, so this is the exact same setup that you're going to be seeing. Obviously this is on my main workstation. I didn't want to show you on the laptop, it was a bit small. I just wanted to show you how to do the initial setup. So now you've got it all set up, let me just explain what you're going to see. So Obviously, I'm using a live futures account, so just make sure, and I don't want you guys to use any live trading. So what I want you to do is just make sure it's trade simulation mode on, which it should be anyway. So just click yes there. So you can see they've all got sim 1 now, sim. Make sure you're on sim. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 is the quote board. But actually, yeah, let me just show you this quickly first. So what you'll also notice is I've put the time in sales. Okay, you won't necessarily need this, but I wanted to show you. So I've put a time in sales for every market. So just quickly in order, what markets do you have here? You've got the 10-year Treasury, which is the bond market. You've got the E-mini S&P 500. Okay, I'm giving you a variety of markets here, guys, but don't forget, I want you to focus on the 10-year Treasury because you will see it's the thickest market. And then what have we got? We've got oil, okay, crude oil. Then we've got pound dollar, okay, and then we've got euro dollar. So I just want you to become familiar with these and see how different they are. You can see here right now I've got coronavirus stuff going on. Markets are incredibly thin, including the treasuries, but you can at least see the treasuries is significantly thicker than the other two. So what do I mean? These have got single digits on the supply side, which should make sense to you now. And supply, and the treasuries are obviously slightly thicker, so should be familiar with that now. So I'm just going to get rid of this. So you've got time and sales for every single market. Okay, there's the time and sales for crude oil. Again, go back to the time and sales video if you need a reminder. And then the other thing is, guys, I've put charts for you, so you'll see that here on your page. So for example, I've just put 5-minute charts, but you know, they're not that important at this stage, but I just wanted to obviously put them there for the option if you want to watch them, etc, etc. Now this is the probably one of the most important bits of the video, is the quote board. So you'll notice I've put a quote board up here. Now guys, I don't know if you noticed, but there's no volume here in pound dollar, and there's no volume coming through in euro dollar. Okay, this market is active. There is volume trading here, as you can see on the volume profile. We've had 1,078 contracts trade at 122.56 in pound dollar. We've had 283 contracts trade at 1.1141 in euro dollar. The market is active. What it is, and I may need to, depending on if people get confused or not about this, I may need to do a separate video, but futures contracts, as you may well be aware, have an expiry date. So then what happens is they roll over. Futures contracts don't go on forever. Typically, they last anywhere between 1 and 3 months before a new futures contract. Because if you think about it, what's the point otherwise? A futures contract is literally the promise, like a spot contract is still kind of a derivative in the sense that has a delivery date more than 0 days, because spot market tends to be T+2, where you've got to deliver the currency in 2 days time. When banks trade with each other pound dollar, they work on the premise that they will deliver the currency within 2 days. Futures market, all it is there's a promise to deliver the underlying asset. Obviously it could be S&P 500, it could be 10-year treasury notes, it could be the pound, euro, it could be crude oil in 3 months time. So obviously they can't last forever, otherwise what's the point, right? You have to force delivery at some stage. But typically, obviously, financial speculators, they don't really want to deliver oil, they don't want to deliver the underlying. All they want to do is they want to realize a gain or loss. So all that happens is the futures contract will roll over onto the next futures contract. So what I've done is, and if that didn't make any sense, then we can go over it again in a future video. But otherwise, just rewatch it a few times, and hopefully the way I've explained it here will make sense. I've actually put all the futures contracts for every single depth of market you see here. Okay, so the 5 depth of markets, I've put all the futures contracts in a quote board for you. Now, what I typically do is I'll look at the next 3 futures contracts going out. So what do I mean by that? Well, look at the treasuries, guys. Now, the way you can do this yourself, okay, is you come to the quote board and you go to this area, name, okay, and you double click there, and it will say, it'll come up with a box, and you click find, and it will take you, if you just scroll down, let's get rid of that. Yeah, if you scroll down, it will take you to a list of all the futures contracts for that product. So obviously that first one, this box here, is 10-year treasuries, right? Now, if you remember, I said it depends, the exchange will determine, or the product that you trade will determine what exchange that you pick. Now, the 10-year treasury is on the Chicago Board of Trade, CBOT. So you'll see it here, CBOT. And under there, you'll see all the contracts available for expiry going out till next year. So it could be a futures contract expiring on March 2020. Guys, I know it can seem complicated at first, but it's no different to the spot market, which a lot of people don't realize works on a T+1, T+2 basis. What that means is when interbank banks or institutions trade with each other, they make a contractual promise to deliver that pound. You know, if you buy pounds or you buy dollars, etc., the other bank, etc., will make a promise to deliver that within 1 to 2 days as per the contract. Now, or to honor that transaction within 1 or 2 days, depending on what the settlement period is. The only difference, guys, is the settlement period in these is longer. That's why they're called futures contracts, because you promise to honor that obligation not in 1 or 2 days, but maybe in 30 days, maybe in 90 days. But to standardize the market and to allow everyone to trade the same contract, that expiry period is fixed by the exchange. So in this case, it will be a date in March 2020. Then there's another contract, June. Then there's another one, September. Then there's December. Then there's March. Now, what you will notice is there'll be a lot of volume in the closest contract. Everyone will be trading their nearest contract. That will be the most liquid. Now, what's actually happened here is the March contract is about to expire in the US Treasury. So let me show you that. If we just move this box out of the way, can you see? Cancel. Sorry, just cancel this, cancel that. Don't know if you can see it, but you should see it on yours. It says here, now by the time you do this, it may even say 0, but you can see the volume is 3,755 contracts. That means today, 3,755 contracts have traded on the March contract. Guys, it's peanuts. Whereas in the next contract, so let's go back and see which one that is. You see that it says ZNM20. If we go back here, you can see it here. It's June. So what that means is every 3 months there's an expiry. So the June contract, the 10-year treasury, guys, that's traded 1.2 million contracts today, right? Versus 3,700. So that's the one I've got loaded here. So my point is, you always want the most liquid contract loaded. Obviously, if it says 0, that means it's either expired or it's too far ahead in the future for there to be any interest in it at the moment. So you'll see here with the 10-year treasury, okay, that the next one after June is September, ZNU. So ZN means 10-year treasury, U means September, and 20 is 2020. So it's a pretty common, you can Google this, it's a common language used by futures traders and futures markets to denote the contract type, i.e. the instrument, the month, and then the year. Okay, so you will see here that the September contract, no one's trading at the moment, but I've put it there on the list. So what I like to do is I always like to check, oh, where's the liquidity? Because when you come close to rollover, what will happen is you'll see the contract start to build up in the next contract. So I like to load that, but I'm going to show you Sierra Chart will allow you to do that automatically anyway. You see the same thing here in the E-mini futures, where you've kind of got, it's very close to the rollover period. So you've got people trading the March contract about to expire, and then you've got the June contract as well. So really what I should be doing is I should be rolling this over to June, because you can see here the one I've got loaded is March, and that has traded 1.18 million, and then June has traded 1.66 million. So June's actually got more, so it's a better contract for me to have, and I'm going to change that in a second. Crude oil is a bit of a tricky one, because that trades every contracts every month. So let me show you. It's the same thing. Double click it, click on find, and then scroll down, and you can see NYMEX. As I said, NYMEX, the mercantile exchange, handles futures contracts for commodities. So you can see here Brent crude, light sweet crude. Obviously we're trading US crude oil. Can you see here how it expires every month? March, April, May, June, July, so on and so forth. So H is March, J is April. So you can see March is already expired, no one's trading it. And then J, April, is the most liquid contract, and that's what I believe is loaded up there. Yeah, so that's already loaded. So now the point of why these are so quiet, can you see the British pound futures? These are every 3 months. That's why you see it's got the H, okay, and then the M20, the same as the Treasuries and the S&P 500, which roll over every 3 months. So the next one to expire British pound is the March contract, guys, and that's here. So we've traded 45,000 contracts. However, people have already started rolling over, because it's about to expire. People have already started rolling over their positions to June. So look what's happened here. How do I know that? Well, look at June, guys. June's got more volume today. 117,000. Sorry, I've written over that. Euro futures have got the same. March has got 150,000 and June's got 177,000. Okay. So if for whatever reason you're not seeing volume, or it's moving very slowly, then you need to roll the futures contract over. So that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to minimize the quote board. Remember what this is for, and you can change these yourself. So as the months change, you should be changing these yourself. Happy to do another video on this specifically if people get confused. But so we said we change the S&P. So what you do is you press, believe it's, just have to find this, guys, chart, perform future symbol rollover. Okay. Okay. So it says, it asks you the current symbol and where do you want it to go. So we want it to go from March to June, M20. Do we? Let's check the quote board again. E-mini S&P future. Yep, March to June. That's correct. So we simply press perform futures rollover. Okay. Okay, there you go. It's done it. Now we flipped it. You see how simple that was? We're just making sure. And now we're going to do it for pound futures. Chart perform futures symbol rollover. Right. We want to go from. It's exactly the same. March to June. Right. Where there's more volume, as we said before. Click OK. There you go, guys. Okay, so you can see you've now got volume coming in. There was volume in the other contract as well, but it was, as you can see, there's much more here. You can see a nicely built out profile. Now we're going to do the same with the euro dollar market. So we're going to go to chart, perform futures rollover, and it's doing the same thing, March to June. So you may have to do this process yourself. As soon as you click OK, you should see volume come in. There you go, guys. So you can see it's a nicely built out profile, right? Because there's more, there's nice volume. It's the one that everyone is trading. You can see the volume here building out. There's obviously been decent volume today in this area. There's been decent volume in this area. So hopefully that helps, guys. And that's you all set up. Okay, I want you to spend some time now just playing around, have fun with this stuff. No live trading. Use the delayed data feed. Feel free to take some sim trades if you want. I'm going to try, just bear with me because it's the coronavirus going on right now, and it's pretty difficult to really get stuck into good examples, but I'm going to try and upload some videos. Give me some time. Over time, the market's not going anywhere, and anyway, I want you to spend a bit of time before you even start simming on this. But I can show you just for fun how you can place trades on the depth of market. It's going to help you keep interested and stuff. What I want you to do now is maybe record it for a few hours and see if you can spot the things that we discussed in the banana market and so on and so forth. And then I'm going to try and put some videos out about absorption and trading around the profile. But don't worry, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The whole point of me doing that is because I want you eventually, when we transfer you over to using profiles and looking at trading around extremes like standard deviations and VWAPs and so on, guys, you're going to know this stuff so well that all of that stuff, even the footprint, is going to be really easy for you to get it and understand it because you did the hard work on here. So have fun with it, guys. If you've got any questions, ask me. Like I said, I'll try and put some videos out, but be patient. It may be a little while before I do that, but yeah, look forward to hearing your feedback, guys. Enjoy.